Warning: the following video contains strong language that may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Did you hear about what happened? Crazy.
True crime. We online.
Come check us out.
Tune in. It's about to go down.
So we at
True crime. True crime. Based on real life events. Every story has two sides.
telling the truth, who telling them lies?
Them on me, anybody with eyes, they can see that this the truth that I am speaking. Blood leaking, what's the reason? No remorse for the family. Where's the justice? We need peace. Another plot twist this deep. Got me on the edge of my
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Murder and Cocktails, where true crime meets mythology. I'm your host, Nicole Mitchell-Colley, and I'm writing solo today. My fabulous co-host, Michelle Walker, is MIA. In today's episode, we delve into one of California's most haunting mysteries, the tragic death of Rebecca Zahau. Found hanging at her boyfriend's Coronado mansion in July 2011, Rebecca's death raised more questions than answers and has become one of the state's most debated cases. Her sudden and suspicious death occurred just 2 days after her boyfriend's young son, Jonah Shacknai, suffered a devastating fall while under her care, leaving both the family and the public in shock. Rebecca's death was ruled a suicide, but the disturbing circumstances, she was found bound, gagged, and hanging naked, left many doubting this conclusion. The physical evidence, including unusual injuries and a cryptic message painted on the door, pointed to something darker. Her family fought back, adamantly denying she would have taken her own life, and brought the case to court, sparking a civil trial that pointed a finger at Jonah's brother, Jonah Shacknai. In this episode, we'll examine Rebecca Zahau's life, the troubling events leading up to her death, and the shadow of suspicion that looms over her final hours. From the bizarre crime scene details to the theories and forensic analysis, we'll walk through the relentless pursuit of justice by her family and the legal battles that have followed. Join us as we uncover the mystery of Rebecca Zahau's death, a case that continues to stir emotions and raise profound questions about justice and the truth. Stay tuned as we explore the chilling details that make Rebecca's story one of the most tragic and complex cases in California's recent history. Stay tuned for this gripping episode as we dive into the shocking details, unanswered questions, and relentless search for the truth in one of the most controversial cases of our time. Lastly, I'd like to remind everyone that this episode discusses graphic content and may not be suitable for all audiences, so grab your favorite libation and let's raise a glass to a murderously good time. But first, we have some true crime news. California man has been arrested and charged with murder after his roommate was found buried in their backyard. On Friday, October 18th, Riverside Police Department announced that 48-year-old Richard Thomas Martinez was taken into custody after officers discovered human remains buried in his backyard. The investigation began on Tuesday, October 15th, when officers responded to reports that one of the residents of the home, 31-year-old Bradley Minder, had not been seen or heard from in days. Officers searched the home on the 8700 block of Sylvan Drive in Riverside's Arlanza neighborhood. Given the suspicious nature of the case, detectives from the Robbery Homicide Unit and Cadaver Dog were called in to assist with the investigation. Detectives found human remains, which were later identified as Minder's by the Riverside County Sheriff's Coroner's Office. Preliminary findings indicate that Minder and Martinez were roommates. Police allege that during an altercation, Martinez killed Minder and buried his body in the backyard. Martinez made his first court appearance on October 18th at a Riverside courthouse. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities are urging anyone with information to contact Detective Ricky Barajas at 951-353-7213 or Detective Richard Glover at 951-353-7134. Those wishing to remain anonymous can provide information through the Atlas One app. Martinez is currently being held at the Robert Presley Detention Center, facing felony charges of first-degree murder and murder with malice. According to police, officers initially learned that one of the occupants had made statements admitting to killing his roommate, leading to Martinez's arrest. If you have any thoughts or comments on today's story, please reach out to us on social media or through our website. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Rebecca Zahau's story has haunted me from the start, weaving together heartbreak, mystery, and injustice. Born on March 15, 1979 in the Tin Hills of northwestern Burma, she was of Tin ethnicity and raised with strong Christian values. Her life took her from Burma to Nepal, then Germany, and finally to the United States around 2001, where she hoped to build a new chapter. After marrying nursing student Neil Nagapa in 2002, she worked as an ophthalmic technician, holding on to a sense of purpose and independence even when her marriage ended in divorce in February 2011. In 2008, while married, Rebecca met Jonah Shacknai, CEO of Medicis Pharmaceutical and one of Arizona's wealthiest executives. Their relationship grew despite his complex family life. He had 2 previous marriages and 3 children, including Matt Shacknai, a 6-year-old he shared with his second wife, Dina Romano. Rebecca quickly became a beloved fixture in their lives, but her life took a turn when in August 2009, she was arrested for shoplifting $1,000 worth of jewelry from a Macy's in Phoenix, Arizona, an incident that seemed out of character and once later pled guilty to. On July 11, 2011, Rebecca was at Jonah's summer mansion in Coronado, California, with Max and her teenage sister Zena when tragedy struck. Rebecca said that she was in the bathroom when she heard a loud thud, discovering Max unconscious on the floor after falling over a second-floor banister. He was rushed to Rady Children's Hospital in critical condition, and while Jonah kept vigil at his side, Rebecca grappled with intense guilt and anguish. The next day, she took Zena to the airport and later picked up Jonah's brother Adam from his flight from Memphis, Tennessee. They returned to the mansion together after dinner with a friend while Jonah remained by his son's bedside. On the morning of July 13th, Adam claimed he saw Rebecca hanging from a balcony, her wrists and ankles bound, her hands behind her back, a horrifying scene that raised far more questions than answers. He called 911, cut her down, and first responders declared her dead at the scene. Just 3 days later, on July 16th, Max passed away from his injuries. Investigators ruled Max's death an accident, saying he must have tripped. Though a trauma doctor questioned the consistency of his injuries with the fall, Rebecca's death was ruled out suicide on September 2nd, 2011 by San Diego Sheriff Bill Gore, while her family immediately challenged his findings, admit that she would never take her own life.
Oh, we bringing the bottles out. What is this? Sipping salt. We gon' figure this out right now. For sure. Let's get it. Hey, what you got? Yeah. Hold me up, I'm almost there. Solving crimes, let's get it clear. Glasses in the air, cheers. Sipping salt, that's the call for alcohol. Sipping salt, no, don't drink it all. Hey, hold me up, poet, hold me up, yeah. Poet, hold me up. Sipping salt, salt. Sipping salt, sip, hold me up. Hold me up, yeah. Sipping salt. Sipping.
It's time for our favorite segment, Sip and Salt. Grab your shakers and glasses because we're about to mix up a drink that perfectly complements today's mysteries, dark twists, and turns. Today's featured cocktail is the Fuzzy Cooter, courtesy of homebarmenu.com. Here's how you can concoct this intriguing libation. 1 ounce vodka, 2 ounce orange juice, 1 ounce peach schnapps, 2 ounce lemonade, 2 ounces of ginger ale, not Berners, Michigan folk, Canada Dry, and an orange slice or lemon wedge for garnish. Okay, pour your vodka, peach schnapps, orange juice, and lemonade into a glass with ice. top with ginger ale and gently stir to combine. Go ahead and apply your garnish and enjoy. In a powerful response, Rebecca's family launched the website justiceforrebecca.org, seeking public support and funding for an independent investigation. Jonah himself petitioned California Attorney General Kamala Harris to review the case, hoping to bring clarity, but she declined. Undeterred, the Zahau family hired Seattle attorney Ann Bremner to represent them in a wrongful death lawsuit against Jonah Shacknai, questioning his involvement in her death, especially considering the disturbing details. Notably, on the door leading to the balcony, a cryptic message had been painted. She saved him, but can you save her? A haunting phrase that fueled theories of foul play and hinted at an eerie staging of the scene. Years of media attention, court battles, and independent investigations followed, drawing both national and international scrutiny. Renowned pathologist Dr. Cyril Weck conducted a second autopsy, suggesting that fractures in Rebecca's throat pointed toward manual strangulation, not hanging. In 2018, the Zahau family won a $5 million judgment in the wrongful death suit against Adam, which he appealed in 2019. Although the appeal did not reach final judgment, Adam's insurance company settled with the family for $600,000, closing the case legally, but leaving a sense of unresolved justice. What makes Rebecca's case especially haunting are the layers of contradiction and complexity woven through it. Try that again. What makes Rebecca's case especially haunting are the layers of contradiction and complexity woven through it. San Diego medical examiner Dr. Glenn Wagner insisted that her injuries were consistent with a fall, while forensic experts like Paul Holes argued that her wounds resembled strangulation. Evidence at the scene seemed almost eerily incomplete. Only Rebecca's DNA was found on critical items, sparking suspicions that someone may have wiped surfaces clean. Her body was bound in a series of knots complex enough that some speculated they required knowledge beyond the layman. Jonah Shacknai, a tugboat operator, would have this expertise. Additionally, a neighbor reported hearing a woman scream for help around 11:30 p.m. the night before, yet authorities suggested it could have been nearby teenagers. The Zahau family's legal team argued in court that Jonah Shacknai's story did not align with the physical evidence, pointing to the binding knot, the lack of fingerprints, and other chilling details. Investigators at the time tried to recreate how Rebecca could have tied herself up, even creating a demonstration video, but these attempts only deepened the sense that something crucial was missing. As if the scene itself held its secrets tightly, the case's uncertainty fueled a feverish public interest that persists to this day. True crime programs, including Death at the Mansion, continue to examine the case, consulting experts who question why Rebecca would have bound herself in such an elaborate way or painted the cryptic message on the door. To this day, Rebecca's family and advocates remain resolute, demanding answers. The strange details, the unanswered cries for help, and the conflicting autopsy findings have solidified Rebecca Zahau's story as one of the most bewildering and tragic cases in modern history. It stands as a powerful testament to the family's relentless search for justice and the lingering mystery of what truly happened in her final hours. Rebecca's story lives on, challenging investigative standards, forensic methods, and our understanding of justice itself. As we reach the end of this chilling episode of Murder and Cocktails, we want to thank you, our fantastic listeners, for joining us on this dark and mysterious journey. Your enthusiasm for true crime and mixology makes each episode truly special. Before we wrap up, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform to stay updated on our latest concoctions of crime and cocktails. And, of course, share the love by leaving us a review. Your feedback keeps spirits high and the stories flowing. Remember to visit our website, truecrimemeetsmixology.com, for the cocktail recipe of the week, the Fuzzy Cooter, inspired by today's episode, and to check out our favorite things. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep those glasses full. Cheers to the mysteries that keep us coming back for more.
Ooh, that show was good. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Binging on the podcast. Hope true crime never run out. What's gonna happen in the next episode? Nobody don't know. I'm in suspense. This get intense. No turning back now. I'm all in. True crime. We online. Tune in. It's about to